While there's no shortage of rewarding and enjoyable browser games, ones that utilize the IO extension have become quite popular with Twitch streamers and younger gamers. Considering just how massive and deep the IO library goes, we thought we would highlight the best IO games to play in 2021, regardless of your internet quality or hardware limitations. For this list, we'll be focusing on more popular IO games across multiple genres, including survival, shooters, battle royales, and more. The first game of this video is Agar.io. It's practically impossible to discuss IO games without mentioning Agar.io since it's undoubtedly the most popular one. The game revolves around a tense, yet straightforward gameplay premise. You are a cellular structure that must consume food to grow larger and survive. Once you reach a certain size threshold, you can start gobbling up other players as well, creating a satisfying risk-reward to encounters. Next up we have Slither.io. Another IO game that's grown in popularity is Slither.io, which appears to take some cues from Agar.io as well as classic Snake games. It sees you slithering around a battlefield littered with small orbs of food that can be eaten to grow in size and increase your score. Movement is very important in Slither.io since players are eliminated whenever their snake's head comes in contact with another snake's body, even their own. Next up we have Warbit.io. You won't find many IO games with 3D graphics since they can be quite taxing on your browser depending on your internet connection. For those with high connection speeds, Warbit.io is a top-down twin-stick shooter that uses a mix of keyboard inputs for movement and a mouse cursor for aiming. In it, you play as a robot with various weapons and battle other player-controlled robots by collecting power-ups and avoiding enemy projectiles. Next up we have Brutal.io. With a name like Brutal.io, you can already guess what kind of game you're getting into. In it, you control a spinning ball with a spiky flail attached to its body. The goal of the game is to go around the map eating food to get bigger and increase the potency of your weapon until you're the last player standing. Eventually, you'll find yourself flinging your giant flail at nearby players to try and eliminate them before they can manage to land a hit on you. Next up we have Zombs.io. Considering zombie survival games are still quite popular in 2021, it's not surprising to see Zombs.io is one of the most played IO games around. It starts off with you building a base during the daytime, adding defenses, and blocking any potential weak spots for what's to come at night. Once it's dark out, hordes of zombies will try to invade your base and eat you, requiring you to hold them off using different weapons. Next up we have Diop.io. Diop.io is a tank combat game that sees you battling other player-operated tanks and any obstacles in the environment that get in your way. Eliminating enemies nets you experience points that level up your machine and allow you to customize your tank with unique skills and bonuses. There are a variety of upgrades tailored for different tank builds and several game modes to choose from, including team battles and free-for-alls. Next up we have Gats.io. If you like playing top-down shooters, then you'll most likely enjoy what Gats.io brings to the genre. Players select from various weapons and armor before loading into a map where they'll have to fight for their lives while traversing narrow hallways and ducking behind cover. The weapons and armor you decide to use can change up the gameplay considerably, with each one affecting your character's mobility, defense, and damage output. Next up we have Wings.io. Wings.io is an airplane combat game that pits you against other pilots for chaotic 2D dogfights. Your plane moves at breakneck speeds, allowing you to pull off quick maneuvers in order to dodge incoming attacks or surprise your enemies. The game features various weapons and power-ups that you can pick up throughout the map to help give you an edge on the competition. Next up we have Deep.io. Going from the bright blue skies to the murky depths of the ocean, Deep.io is a multiplayer survival game that sees you trying to gather food and stay alive as one of many aquatic animals. It offers a great deal of variety thanks to the wide selection of species you can play as, with each one possessing special abilities. Different sea creatures will fare better in different biomes, adding an extra layer of strategy and complexity to the game. The last game of this video is Gartic.io. If you're tired of fighting other players, you can always take a break and play a round of Gartic.io. It's reminiscent of parlor games like charades, where one player attempts to describe a word through drawings and everyone else has to guess what it could be. Scoring and bookkeeping are all handled directly through the game, and there are dozens of rooms dedicated to different languages. So, that's the list of 10 best IO games in 2021. Like and share this video and subscribe to Games Down channel and press the bell icon for more gaming videos.